Josef Frech. I'm a computer science major here at CSUMB. For my project, I did a dynamic database for Prima Games Publishing Company. As of right now, Prima Games has a plethora of information that is not centralized, and it's stored throughout several scattered systems in their company. This creates a loss of revenue due to the lack of organization and centralization of the information. The solution that I found was to create a database that pulled all the information that they had and bring it to one central location that allowed for easy viewability and friendly user access. This also allowed everything to be streamlined, so when they go back and look at what worked and what didn't work, they can easily be viewed and not have to worry or search through file systems. The methodology that I used was one that I broke it up into three sections. The first section was to plan it and figure out what exactly my client wanted. I had to make sure, and this involved several communications back and forth, tweaks here and there, and once that was settled, I began working on the framework to build the database, and then phase 2 is where I did a lot of the heavy coding for editing, modifying, adding, deleting the book titles and information in the database. And lastly, the third phase was to just bug test, polish it up, and make sure I had a nice final product to present to my client. The tools that I used were my PHP admin, which stored what was from my site, and that was the database that I created. Aptana and Xampp also help with SQL and database. jQuery, JavaScript, PHP, and HTML5 were some of the main scripting languages that I used. And lastly, Atom was just a text editor that I did a lot of the coding in, and FileZilla was to transfer the files to and from the server. The knowledge that I gained was that scaling something, or creating something that's very scalable, is a lot more challenging than you realize, because you have to anticipate what other people will do with your project. You can't just set it on a path and expect everyone to adhere to that path. What I also learned was that time management was crucial, and receiving deadlines from your employer or your client was something that's very important, and those strict deadlines were very good to learn. And lastly, documentation. We do this all the time here, but documentation is key, and it really helps out. And keeping myself organized and documenting it throughout my project really helps at the end when I present it to my client. Thank you for your interest in my project. If you guys like to have any more information, please come to my room in room 104. Thank you very much.